And welcome, everyone, to Unbreakable Investor Town Hall. Live forever and prosper. That's right. Took that from Spock in Star Trek. Listen, we're here to celebrate the next big thing that's going to happen to humankind, and that's Americans, right? Living longer. Listen, I personally believe that aging is a gift from God, but we have been shortchanging ourselves over the years, right? And for a lot of reasons, a lot of it out of our control. Shorter lifespans, to be quite frank with you, are just absolutely unnecessary and unnecessarily miserable. So all of that's changing, and we already are celebrating the potential and the beauty of it all. I want you to behold 106-year-old Vogue cover girl, the oldest cover model in the magazine's history. She's going to have a lot, though, in common, a lot more people joining her soon. Even before we became aware of living longer and the advancements in nutrition, technology, spirituality, and medicine, the United States is on track to see its 100-year population increase by more than 400%. And today, we will discuss the progress and the joy of all of it. And just as importantly, of course, you know it's me, how to prosper in this brave new world. Listen, we're in the fourth industrial revolution. And here's what's really amazing. What the first three had in common, there was a significant increase in life expectancy. See that chart? We were living less than 40 years in 1865 and close to 80 in 2015. Along the way, all those other things that happened, one thing that was constant too is that human beings, particularly Americans, were living longer. Now, UBS has identified three what they call transformational innovation opportunities over the next decade. We already know about artificial intelligence. Anyone in the stock market can see what's happening with power and resources. The other is longevity. In fact, the analysts there anticipate that this longevity market, which is already $8 trillion, well, I mean, it's $3 trillion, will go to at least $8 trillion by 2030. Humankind has been on a quest for longevity, even immortality, from the beginning of time, and has been willing to go to any length to achieve these goals. In fact, one of my favorite movies, Cocoon, the grandfather had to explain to his grandson why he and his wife were leaving with aliens to go to a different planet.
When we get where we're going, we'll never be sick, we won't get any older, and we won't ever die.
Yeah, that kid was a little confused. All right. He should have met my first guest because he's considered the godfather of longevity. Aubrey de Grey graduated from Cambridge with a BA in computer sciences. This was in 1985. His first job was as an AI researcher and software engineer. But marriage changed the course of his career and his passion, and many think ultimately it would change the course of human longevity as well. So I want to bring in now LEV Foundation founder and president, chief science officer, Dr. Aubrey de Grey. Dr. de Grey, thanks for joining us. You published your first book, Ending Aging, in 2007. It caused an instant sensation. Why did it hit so hard?
Well, I mean, honestly, as you have said, the idea, the goal of defeating aging has been around for a long time, ever since the dawn of civilization. And the book that I published in 2007 was a general audience rendition of some ideas that I had been discussing in the academic community for about 7 years at that point. And I'd already, spoken at TED and been on various general audience shows. So, people just generally thought that maybe what I was saying made sense.
Well, here's the thing. I know that you've mentioned, and I mentioned at the start of this show, right, the improved lifestyles, genetics, all these things already. We're living longer. We're in a trajectory to live longer. But I read somewhere where you said maybe there's a ceiling, 122 years old. The question is, how much longer can we live? How much better can we do?
Well, the first thing to really emphasize is that how long we live is a side effect of how long we stay healthy. We're never going to get people to live significantly longer without keeping them healthy for longer. So I don't work on longevity, really. I work on health. But yes, I think that we are now within striking distance, within a decade or two, of developing medicines that will allow us to bring aging under complete medical control, effectively complete anyway, which means that we will stay, just as in Cocoon, like young adults, both mentally and physically, however long ago we were born.
So from what I understand, the eureka moment, as it were, with respect to aging and where you've come with this is that it's not a biological phenomenon, but rather it's physics. So explain that to us laymen.
Yeah, the best way to say it is to just say that the body is a machine. It's a really, really, really complicated machine, but it's still a machine, which means that its function is determined by its structure, by what we're made of. So preventative maintenance should work just as well on the human body as it does on a car or an aeroplane. And we know, of course, that with cars, we can completely transcend their warranty period. We can keep them going for 100 years, working just as well as the day they were built, just by doing sufficiently comprehensive preventative maintenance every so often. Now, of course, because the human body is so complicated, it's going to take a little while longer for us to develop the tools, the medical tools, to do the equivalent thing. But we will eventually get there.
And of course, that's what you're working on at the Longevity Center. This Longevity Escape Velocity, ELV, the foundation. I've been reading about this, your robust mouse rejuvenation program. Couple things that caught my eye, right? The senescence, the cell ablation, and also stem cell transplants. Because I'm hearing about these sort of things more and more. How close are we being able to identify that, particularly within these mice, and being able to apply it to humans?
Well, some of these things are already moving into the clinic. In other words, they're being tested in humans. Various stem cell treatments are being tested, including for Parkinson's disease, for example. Also, various drugs that kill off what are called zombie cells or senescent cells are in the clinic already. Some of the more challenging things are a little further away, but only a little. So we're getting there.
All right. Dr. DeGray, the godfather of longevity, thank you very much. Appreciate it.